Well, yet more on the rally being called off. That's Rally Isle of Man. With me is Tim Bagley from the Regency Hotel here, Regency and Penta Hotel Group. And I wanted very much to talk to someone in your situation, because everyone's telling us it's a big event, there's going to be problems here because people are pulling out. So, over to you. How has this cancellation affected you and your group?
Well, it is a big event for the Isle of Man because it comes at the tail end of the season, and it's always been a boost for us, and the rally people who've come over have always been good spenders. They've eaten in restaurants, in hotels and outside, and it's always been very good. For us, we've lost about 35 room nights in our Penta Hotel, and they were officials coming over, and we've lost some room nights here, probably a value of probably just under £3,000, so it's not a absolutely huge amount, but it's a hard amount to get back, and it's almost impossible to get it back at such short notice. So we're very, very amazed that it was cancelled at such a short lead into the actual event starting.
Obviously, this sounds like compensation claims. I mean, it has been done before, wasn't it, over foot and mouth and TT?
2011 which was the foot and mouth year. The island was hit. Obviously, the UK was hit with foot and mouth. It wasn't foot and mouth on the Isle of Man. But it was cancelled then, and there was compensation given to the industry that year. I have actually had communication with Rob Collister, the political member, and he's listened, and he's been. I've had a couple of conversations with him. Whether we're going to get any compensation, I don't know. He's come up with a few ideas, maybe that they will spend some money on advertising and trying to the money that they were going to put into the event they will use to try and do some advertising to create some extra business in the down season. But I don't know. I think I'm not going to get into a blame game as to whose fault it is, because I'm not an expert and I don't know the ins and outs of what's happened. But at the end of the day, for the Isle of Man, this is very, very bad, and I've had several emails and conversations with people who have booked, and they're now cancelling, and they're very, very shocked about it. And
that's what I was really trying to get to, and I suppose only you know the hard end on the figures, because I think Mr. Gill was saying it's next to the TT and a couple of other items, it's one of the biggest events that draws people to the Isle of Man. Do you concur then with that?
I would say it's certainly probably the top 5 events of the Isle of Man.
And these are spenders, of course, as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're rally teams. You get the owner, you get the drivers, you get the mechanics. They all go out together. They all dine together. And they spend money, and they're spending money at a time of the year when we're now in September, so we're very, very glad that people are coming over here to spend money in our restaurants and hotels.
So, being that it is a big event, the compensation claims, if it went to that, could be huge.
Well, I think we have to be reasonable. I don't think it would ever be. I don't think that it would be like it was in 2011, because that was obviously the TT is 10 days, and also people will plan. Other visitors will plan their stays to the Isle of Man so not to come over in TT. So that was very difficult to refill, and it was a huge piece of business. So I don't think you can really compare it with that. But it would be nice if there was some assistance to the industry for hotel bed nights that have been lost in hotels, and not just hotels. Obviously, people stay in self-catering. They stay in a whole variety of accommodation providers. So it isn't just hotels that are hit. I'm sure there are people with bed and breakfast and things that have been hit as well.
I mean, there's another rally taking place. We don't seem to mention much about that. I don't know how big it is in comparison. Do you know that brings you in business as well?
Yeah, that brings in business. That isn't quite as big, but that is. I've heard there was a release yesterday that is definitely happening. Yeah. I think that is sponsored by PokerStars. Yeah. That's in November. So, it's happening for them.
Okay, the main thing, by the sounds of it, for your end of it, is to get this thing back on track for 2019, because it could be that, there needs to be a radical overhaul of everyone involved in this whole thing.
Yeah, it would be a shame to lose it, because it would be difficult to replace it with something of the same volume and the same quality. I mean, this is a world ranking event, so I've heard that people are bringing cars over from Japan that now can't bring the cars over. I mean, people. I was talking by email yesterday to someone from Stockholm. People come from not just the UK but from Europe and worldwide, and it's just sending out a very, very bad message that whatever's happened, whoever's to blame, the Isle of Man can't get its act together.
And there has been that mentioned, I think, today in the press that because of the problems this has caused, it could have a knock-on effect getting the credibility back to get the World Series points wherever it's required. Yeah.
Confidence. People need to have confidence that if they are going to book, if they're going to make reservations to come to any kind of event on the Isle of Man, it's going to happen and isn't going to be pulled.
And just to finish, just in general, how's it been this year? I mean, what sort of season have we been seeing in the Isle of Man?
For visitors, it's been good. We've been helped by the weather. It's been very good. Yeah, we've had a good summer. April to October is going to be good figures. Obviously, we have to survive from October to April.
And, of course, the old promenade. I mean, how many times I've seen you looking at all those pictures of the different designs down at the sea terminal. Are you happy that's finally happening, and will it affect you?
It will affect us. There will be a lot of disruption and pain, but it's something we're going to have to live through. We have to work through it and plan through it, and no pain, no gain. It's going to have to happen, and I'm sure when it's all finished, it'll all be worth it.